Welcome back, Cling. It's been a minute since our last chat. We all know what horror movies are. They're designed to scare and evoke fear. Take Smile, for example. Probably one of the most terrifying movies I've ever seen. I was literally curled up while watching it. But what if I told you Jojo Siwa made a horror movie? And it was awful. Like, really, really bad. If you've been following my channel, you know I wear the title of Biggest Jojo Siwa Hater with pride. I'll gladly own it. Thank you. Thank you. Ever since 2024, Jojo has been on a bizarre downward spiral, posting strange TikTok dances, doing even stranger live performances, setting records for the most YouTube dislikes on her music, and generally being a chaotic presence online. This
astonishing, record-breaking 3.1 million dislikes!
This was all part of her sudden and clumsy shift from kids' content to adult-oriented material. The internet? Yeah, we couldn't handle it. In the midst of that 2024 chaos, Jojo secretly dropped a horror movie. And when I say secret, I mean there's no trace of her promoting it. I combed through her TikTok and Instagram, and there's nothing, not a single post mentioning the movie. Weird, right? Why wouldn't you hype up a film you star in? But I digress. The movie in question is titled All of My Friends Are Dead and premiered at the Tribeca Film Festival on June 8, 2024. Since I knew the release date, I decided to check what Jojo was up to that day instead of promoting the movie. And, well, here's what I found. On June 8th, Jojo Siwa was being Jojo. She was too busy posting bizarre TikTok content to bother mentioning her movie. Honestly, imagine working on a film with Jojo Siwa, only for her to ignore it entirely to goof around online. Hilarious. Another reason you've probably never heard of this movie? It flopped. Of the 8,000 reviews it has, it's sitting at a miserable 2 out of 5 stars. Yikes. A quick skim of the reviews tells me people hate it. Let me share a few gems. Confusing, boring, and not even funny. An immensely troubling slasher with nothing to like. Confusing, unsatisfying, and frustrating. Also, I found the trailer on YouTube. It has only 95,000 views. For Jojo Siwa, that's shockingly low. It has about 300 likes and 100 dislikes, which makes it clear that 99% of her audience had no idea this movie even existed. So yeah, it's safe to say this movie isn't a fan favorite. I agree because I sat through the entire hour-and-a-half long mess, so you don't have to. Please drop some thank yous in the comments because this was torture. Now that we've cleared that up, let's dive into the review. Lucky for me and you, this movie is so bad that it's practically free everywhere. I didn't have to pay to watch it, so I'm still a law-abiding citizen. The movie opens with one of the weirdest scenes I've ever witnessed. It's essentially an ad for some brand called The Goat. Honestly, I've never seen a movie start like this. I guess I'm just used to traditional production logos, but I gave it a chance. The actual story begins at a cabin in the woods, where we're introduced to Jojo Siwa. We're thrown into random flashbacks with a voiceover describing how wonderful she was. It's clear something bad happened to her, because we see her getting killed by a mysterious figure. This isn't the last we'll see of her, though. The movie then jumps ahead 2 years and focuses on 7 friends traveling to a music festival called Karma Palooza. Fun fact, this is likely an Easter egg to JoJo's infamous song Karma, which holds the record for 3.1 million YouTube dislikes in 2024. The characters are incredibly unlikable. 6 of them were supposedly JoJo's friends before she died, but they've since replaced her with another blonde. Classy? This isn't explicitly explained. You're expected to piece it together from a photo shown 3 minutes into the film. One major complaint I agree with is that the movie crams in 10 minutes of random backstory to create history between the characters, but it just doesn't work. Anyway, the group sets off for Karma Palooza, but quickly runs into trouble. They blow a tire, and conveniently, a random cop shows up to help. The cop takes them to an Airbnb in, you guessed it, the woods. From there, it becomes a generic slasher film. One by one, the friends are picked off by someone wearing an LED mask. Here's where it gets absurd. The LED mask displays Jojo Siwa's face. The killer's motive? Revenge for Jojo, who was bullied to death by her so-called friends. And guess who the killer is? The cop. Oh, and the blonde girl is in on it too. Turns out, she and Jojo were secret besties. But wait, it gets worse. The 6 friends didn't actually bully Jojo to death. The blonde girl who's avenging Jojo accidentally killed her herself. So this entire revenge plot is based on a lie. To make matters worse, the cop, who killed 6 people, had no prior connection to Jojo. None of this makes sense, and it's baffling that anyone thought this was a good idea. I'm giving this movie a solid 0 out of 10. Even the Ryan's World movie wasn't this bad. I now understand why Jojo never promoted it. She probably didn't want to expose her audience to this disaster. I wasted 90 minutes of my life watching this train wreck, and even more time editing this video for you all. So if you don't like and subscribe, I might just show up at your house.